What's going on, people? Your boy Man Mike coming at you guys with an impromptu video. And this is just a Mad Mike rant. I've had enough of this shit. I've absolutely had an absolute enough of this bullshit. And this is nothing to, all right? I don't want to make it seems like the 3-point conversion. My boy did the 3-point conversion. That this has anything to do with you guys. All right, you guys go check them out. Raphael Haynes at the 3-point conversion. You can follow him on Instagram, Twitter, on Facebook as well. But this bullshit as this is quite fucking bullshit. All right, and I'm not holding back anymore. I'm absolutely pissed off. I'm absolutely fucking disgusted by someone with such credentials, a platform that you go out of your way to just shit on Atlanta yet again. All right. This motherfucker right here, Steve and fucking punk bitch ass A. Smith, okay? I'm sorry for my language. I'm truly sorry for my language. But fuck ESPN and fuck Stephen A. Smith. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about. You give LeBron James and everyone else every fucking excuse in the book for not winning. All right. Every fucking day. He doesn't have this. He doesn't have that. He needs a better coach. He needs a better surrounding cast. And these guys don't get it fucking done at all. They don't do what they're supposed to do in winning championships. But you got a guy in Troy fucking Young and this Atlanta Hawks team who are in their second year together. First year for a lot of these guys. And you trying to tell me that it don't mean anything, Trae Young? What he's doing right now means absolutely nothing? Why? Why? Because he's not LeBron? Because he's not in a city in New York? This guy's in the second year of his existence. This team totally rebuilt their team. Traded away a lot of guys. And you're trying to tell me in 2 years that means absolutely nothing. This is what I'm talking about. This is the shit that I'm talking about, Atlanta Falcons. Georgia natives, all right? Fuck just being Atlanta. Georgia natives. Punk motherfuckers like Stephen A. Smith are exactly what's wrong with sports and why they left an avenue for guys like me who want to get the truth out, who want to actually talk about real sports without a stick being shoved up their ass. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith he's been having a damn stick shoved in his ass by ESPN. Why? Why I say that? Because it's all about that money. Nothing he says has nothing to do with truth. They don't keep that same energy for anyone else. But when it comes to Georgia teams, when it comes for the Bulldogs, when it comes to Hawks, Falcons, Braves, they go out of their way to make sure that they shit on us. When we do something good, guess what? Guess how long we get? Oh, we get maybe we get a 2-minute segment. Maybe we get a 2-minute segment on any. So let me calm down. But maybe we get a 2-minute segment. Just maybe we get that. One of the things that really pisses me off, and I say this all over and over again, you don't have to like Georgia, but at least from a journalistic standpoint, can we just get some truth out of you guys? Can we get the truth out of you guys? Can we get the truth out of you guys? You're going to tell me. You're trying to tell me, okay? You're trying to tell me that Trae Young and this young Atlanta Hawks team, these guys, what they're doing right now, means absolutely nothing. That he's putting up 30 points a game, and it means absolutely nothing. Why? Because they're not winning. And you're trying to say that this you're trying to say, Stephen A. Smith, that this crap means absolutely nothing. Playing in in the East. A tough East. We're talking about a tough East. The team in the second year of its existence. We're trying to hold Trae Young to a higher standard. Why? Because he averaging 30 points a game. He's averaging 30 points a game. And because he's averaging 30 points a game, it means absolutely nothing. You're trying to put him on the level of a Lakers, Clippers. You're trying to put him on the level of those teams who are playoff teams, who have much more or better players for one. They have better coaching. They have better players. All around, they're just better than the Hawks. All the way around. You have a young coach and Lloyd Pierce, and you're trying to tell me this means absolutely nothing. Why? Because they're not winning. Absolutely nothing. And let me try to pull it up so you guys can hear it for yourself. This lazy, disgusting take. It's absolutely lazy, and it's just filled with stupidity and just hate. It's filled with stupidity and just sheer hate. And bear with me for a second. I want you guys to hear this for yourself, okay? So you guys can hear it for yourself. One of the most, and it's not that he disagrees, it's that he's spreading stupidity like this. This is probably one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard somebody with a platform say. This is just sheer stupidity, okay? And just bear with me for a second, all right? Just 1 second.
Man, can you speak about his game and what do you see him as far as the superstar level? Do you think he can reach that potential very soon?
I think he has the potential. He's averaging 29 a game. That does matter. He's definitely one of the great shooters in the game today. But I'm here to tell you, in the ATL, it don't mean a damn thing if you're 15 and 41. And that's what you're going to give everybody. The brother's 26 games under 500. Now, I love...
It doesn't mean anything when you're 15 and 41. All right? Taking account again that this team has been together. This team has been together a whole year. A lot of these guys who are brand new to the team weren't here last year. And some of the guys who were here last year are not with this team now. So this is pretty much a team in their first year with the players, the key players, Cam, Hunter, Trae. All these guys are pretty much new. These guys are in their first year playing together. And the statement to come out of his mouth to say the Hawks are 15 and 41. A young team that's in their first year together. And you're trying to tell me that it doesn't mean anything because they're 15 and 41? This is the stupidest fucking... It really is the dumbest shit I've ever heard from a guy with a platform.
Trae Young, that ain't his fault. That's the organization. They got to look at themselves. but I'm one of those people. I can appreciate your greatness, your talents, while at the same time not giving a little bit of a damn about it because you're losing. The name of the game is to win. It's not to score points, it's to win.
And this state right here, this is just so fucking dumb. Like, you suck LeBron James dick every chance that you get, and this guy's 3-6 in the fucking finals. But you suck his dick every chance that you get. Every fucking chance that you get. But you said the name of the game is to win. Then if that's the name of the game, then why the hell is Mr. LeBron 3-6 in the finals? Yet you still give him a platform every 5 seconds. You turn on ESPN, LeBron is on it. He's either on the commercial or he's on the highlights or somebody's talking about him. One of the three. But you said the name of the game is to win. It doesn't mean anything if you don't win. So now wins mean something. It means something when you want it to. All right? This is the shit that I'm talking about. So much hypocrisy when it comes down to ESPN, the shitty ass journalists and the shitty ass analysts. It only means something when you want what they want it to. Like this is the type of shit that I'm like, seriously, it really boils my blood, and this is why I don't watch NBA outside the Atlanta Hawks, man. It's hard to even stomach the NBA. It's hard to even talk about the NBA. Because you got guys like this who has platform, and everybody look at him as the guy to go to, the NBA guy, and then you come out and say stuff like this.
Trae Young knows that, and that is what is going to make him great. It's not going to be his stats. It's going to be him putting himself in a position where his greatness is so undeniable that he's able to look at Atlanta Hawks management and say, what you going to do for me?
See, this shit, that fucking statement, let me rewind that. This statement right here. This statement, they're trying their best to divide the Atlanta Hawks. They're trying their best to divide Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Listen to the statement again.
That he's able to look at Atlanta Hawks management and say, what you gonna do for me? You gonna just leave me out here by myself and let us continue to lose, or you gonna get some people around me? That's what you have to do when you become a star. No star.
You hear that shit? You hear that shit? You hear that? This is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to deal with. You got ESPN from the very beginning. If you guys go back and look at the interview with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN with Trae Young, they were asking him so many questions to piss him off, to make sure he's like they divide not only Trae, but they're trying to drive a wedge into him because they know how great he is. They don't want us to have anything. They don't want Trae to win. They don't want the Hawks to win. They don't want superstars. They want him to go to New York. They want him to go to LA. They want him to go to any other market except for the Hawks. They don't want him in Atlanta. So this is why they saying stuff like this. You trying to tell me that this guy's in the second year? These guys are in a rebuild mode. As if he doesn't understand that. Yes, he does, Skills. Stephen A. Smith gets everything wrong. Not even just European players. The guy gets everything wrong. And he's such a guru. You should be more responsible than say shit like this. To say stuff like this to a team that is literally, these players on this team have played together, a total of about 60 games. About 50, 60 games. This team has played together about 50, 60 games. But you're trying to tell me that in 50, 60 games with Trae Young, that they're supposed to be better than this? This team is filled with rookies, filled with young players. And we just, until recently, just picked up Clint Capella, made a couple of trades to get bigger, better. Dittman. We got bigger, better. And this team are making moves. And we're still looking for guys to bring in doing free agency. Still looking for that. But you're trying to tell me that means absolutely nothing. It's sad to see. It really is sad to see a guy like Stephen A. Smith, and I really shouldn't be surprised. But this is for trade. You can't let this type of crap, the ESPN, drop a wedge and with the Hawks and your team, because this is your team. Because if you go to a team, a market like LA, a market like New York, oh, they're gonna make it even worse. If you don't win in New York, if you don't win in LA, guess what? They're gonna throw your ass away like they did Ball. They're gonna throw your ass away like they did Shaq. Yeah, they threw Shaq away. They threw Shaq in the trash. This boy Shaq won them championship with Kobe. And the first chance that they got, they traded Shaq ass away. And don't let me say anything about New York. New York and that stupid ass owner that they have, yeah, you might want to think twice about going anywhere else. I doubt Trey goes anywhere because he has an organization right now that is willing to give him anything. And before soon, we will be looking at Trae Young with an extension with the Atlanta Hawks for over $150 million. Be looking for that. Look for that. That's coming. That's coming really soon. The Hawks will not allow this guy to get anywhere, to go anywhere. They're not going to allow that. That's not happening. They're going to throw everything they possibly can at Trae Young. But until the Hawks are able to bring in another free agent, the Hawks won't win. But who in the hell thinks that a team that's in their first year, these guys are going to win in their first year? Like, come on, like let's just stop. Let's just stop. Not everyone is in the league who's going to come in the first year, second year, and just going to dominate. Not everyone had a career early like a LeBron James in the first couple of years. In a weak East, by the way, in a weak East, the East is much more competitive when it was when LeBron was in. That's one. A much more competitive East, a much more competitive league right now in the NBA. So you're trying to tell me that, yeah, it's not remotely the same. And you tell me looking at James Harden, he can throw up 50 shots, never won a championship, but you make excuses for him. James Harden hasn't won anything. He's the king of the letdown. Puts up 50 points and still loses. Puts up 60 points and still hasn't won an NBA championship. Hasn't been to a champion. Yeah, he's been to one. I believe, yeah, it was in OKC. Those guys been to one. That was it. And lost that. But you want Trae Young to win in his second year. And he plays at a position where he has to be to get everyone involved and be the top scorer. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. With a young coach. And that's skills, bro. Like, seriously. What about Melo? He never says anything about Melo. Melo scores a ton of points and he ain't won a damn thing. What about your boy Dame Lillard? I know everybody loves Dame Lillard, but what the fuck is Dame Lillard done? You're not trying to drive a wedge into them? Dame Lillard has not won anything. You can go up and down, up and down. Cat. Giannis. They don't want to put that same energy into other players. Antetokounmpo. What has he won? Let me know. Somebody let me know. He puts up stupid numbers, but nobody says anything about his numbers. I don't want to hear it. You want to paint the picture that Trae Young and the Hawks are nothing when these teams, Antetokounmpo, these teams are much more better than the Atlanta Hawks. They're much more experienced. They have better coaching. And you trying to tell me that it means absolutely nothing. I don't get it. I don't understand. I just don't understand these narratives, man. When it comes down to it, let's just say if he's trying to make some sense. This makes no sense to me. For the simple fact that we're looking at Mr. LeBron James. This guy's literally 3-6 in the damn NBA Finals. But you don't keep that same energy with him. In fact, you encourage him to go to other teams and create these super teams. This is what ESPN is really saying to Trae. I need you to go play with LeBron. I need you to go to play with Steph Curry. Those guys in Golden State. They want him to go play with Luka so they can create another super team. He and Luka are so great friends. Let's go play with Luka. Why? Super teams means everything for ESPN. Because they can talk about it. They can't talk about Trae if they're losing. They don't want to. They can talk about them, but they don't want to. It's crazy, bro. This man averaging 30 points a game, all right, in his second year. This team is still learning. We're talking about young guys are still in their first. Michael Jordan didn't learn how to win until at least his third year, fourth year. It took Michael Jordan at least 3 years to finally learn how to win and get past the bad boys. And Trae Young is in not only that, they had to fire a head coach. Michael Jordan, they had to fire the head coach and bring in. Yep, they had to fire Doug Collins, and bring in Phil Jackson. So maybe that's something the Hawks have to do. They have to go get a more experienced head coach for these guys to at least compete. And when you look at Dallas is a much more experienced team than the Atlanta Hawks. It's not remotely the same. This is a young team, a young coaching staff, and these guys are just learning how to win. You have to learn how to win. It just doesn't happen. Not everybody is going to be a LeBron James, and he's going to come into a perfect position where he's in a weak East and won to 9 straight finals because he is in a weak East. Had LeBron James played in the West, that would have never happened. These guys are still developing. I mean, look at like seriously, like somebody brought up AJ. We're talking about the Cavs. The Cavs have a young squad, man. They just fired their head coach. They just fired their head coach. Young team, still learning how to win. These guys are still learning how to win. Winning is not an overnight thing. And even with that LeBron team, the first year, even with that, they had experienced guys on the court. I forget the 7 foot tall. I forget the tall center that they had. The Russian guy. I forget his name. I'll get it in a few seconds. But even then, they had an experienced team around LeBron so he could win. That's how they built this. So that's completely different. That was completely different. Ilgauskas, I think that's his name. Zydrunas Ilgauskas. A solid center. That was a solid team. What's LeBron? LeBron just didn't have nothing when he made it. He got better, the team got better. But they still had a much more experienced team than the Hawks do right now. Sean, bro, I have never seen point guard in this. I have never seen a point guard. All right, just listen to this. Just look at the freaking stats. I've never seen a point guard nearly average 30 points a game. And not only that, you're talking about 30 points a game and not, almost what? 10 assists? Almost 10 assists. So this guy's averaging 29, 7, and 9.2 assists. Nearly 30 points a game and 10 points, 10 assists a game. I've never seen a guy in his second year. Now we've seen point guards average 25 and 10. But I don't remember ever seeing a point guard averaging 30 points a game and 10 assists. I don't remember saying that. And we talk about defense. Let's not talk about defense because nobody in the NBA plays defense anymore. All right, so we're just going to eliminate defense, all right? Nobody plays defense in the NBA. And this is one of the reasons why I really don't watch the NBA anymore because motherfuckers don't want to play defense. Defense? What the fuck is a defense? Defense today is grab the rebound and give it to the point guard. Hope they miss the 3-point shot. Hope they miss the mid-range jumper. Get the rebound and get a ball to guys like Trae and Harden and let them score points. That's the new defense. The new defense is rebounding. So there's no such thing as rebound. There's no such thing as defense in this league anymore. You can't touch a guy. The hand check rule is gone. It's gone. So it's for me, it's insane that how can a guy like Stephen A. Smith say something as stupid as he's saying? It's embarrassing. And it just fills with nothing but straight up hate. They don't want Trae in Atlanta. When it all comes down to it, they're going to do everything possible to piss Trae off and to make sure there's a divide with the Atlanta Hawks organization and Trae Young. They're going to make sure that happens. So they can be the first to cover that Trae Young wants out of Atlanta. This is what this is all about. Mark my words. They're going to make sure that happens. They're going to ask him over and over again, why isn't Luka winning? Why are you not winning? Luka's winning. He's young. Why aren't you winning, Trae? Yeah, they're going to make sure they do that. But Trae has to be smarter than that. He has to understand what they're trying to do, the media tricks. Because when it comes down to it, he got to make sure he has power. And he has power with this team. It's the name and look, man. I'm. It really is. It's crazy. They said the name of the game. If the name of the game is winning, then Michael Jordan isn't the GOAT, and that is very true. Michael Jordan isn't the winningest player of all time. If you really want to know, just do your research. If you really want to know, if you want to say that winning is the name of the game, then Bill Russell is the greatest player of all time, not Michael Jordan. If you want to say that. So it's crazy. Gotta stop listening to people like Stephen A. Smith, man. Gotta stop watching ESPN because they don't want to cover the truth. They want to make sure they get headlines. They want to make sure they divide players and teams and organizations and make sure that fans are constantly pissed off about any and everything. So they can have a LeBron, have Luka, all these guys, AD, LA, New York, make sure that they sell their headlines. So they constantly have revenue coming in. This is what this is all about. You're talking about a guy that's averaging 39 and a team that's still young. Cam Reddish is playing much better. Kevin Huter is playing much better. These guys are playing much better. They're getting better. But it's going to take better coaching, and it's going to take the Hawks to get yet another piece, maybe a wing piece. They got a solid point guard behind them and Jeff Teague. But this is going to take a time. This is going to take time. And next year, I fully expect the Hawks to be in the playoffs. I fully expect this team to be in the playoffs next year. This team is too talented. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of money to play with. They have a lot of money to play with. So it's not like these guys won't have the money. And then you guys, here we go with this Luka versus Trae thing. Something that I really don't want to get into. You can't compare these two players because they're nowhere near the same. They're nowhere near the same. They're not the same player. Let's just hold up all this Luka's Larry Bird type stuff. Because Larry Bird is an absolute legend. Don't even put Luka in the same category as Larry Bird. Let's just stop. Just because he's tall and white doesn't mean he's Larry Bird. All right. No, just stop. Just because LeBron is putting up crazy, insane numbers which I could easily take down. Doesn't mean he's better than Michael Jordan. Doesn't even matter. He's better than Magic Johnson. Oscar Robertson. This current NBA is built for him. This current NBA is built for LeBron James. The rules allow him to be physical. The rules allow him to be dominant. Why? Because you can't touch a LeBron James. You can't touch a James Harden. You can't touch any of these guys. You can't be physical with these guys. And if you can't be physical with a guy like LeBron, who is 6'8", 6'9", 250 pounds, then you have no choice of defending. You have no hopes of defending this guy or stopping him. It's not happening if you can't be physical with those types of guys. But it's absolutely insane for me to sit up here and watch and listen to guys like Stephen A. Smith say the crap that they say. And you say it with a straight face that it means nothing. You're trying to divide the Trae Young in Atlanta because you want more highlights. But when it all comes down to it, the real reason why Stephen A. Smith says the shit that he says about it, because he just does not like Atlanta. Really is. A lot of people from New York don't like anything about the South. But they bring their ass down here all the time because they can't afford the shit that they have up there. A lot of Northerners do not like Southerners. But they love to bring their ass down here and talk crap about it. They love it. They love to come down here because they broke asses can't afford what they need up there. They bring their ass down to the South and talk shit about us. And that's just facts. Can't stand anything about New York. I know I got a family in New York. It's not really about them, but a lot of people in New York, a lot of Northerners, they love to talk so much shit about Georgia. They love to talk about how country we are. They love to talk about it, but they bring their little rich snobby asses down here because they can't afford to live up there, and they come down here and talk shit about us. So fuck New York. Fuck New York. Fuck Stephen A. Smith. Fuck the fucking New York Knicks. Fuck the New York Yankees. Fuck the New York Mets. Fuck the New York Giants. Fuck New Jersey. All them motherfuckers. Fuck them all, okay? They love to come here in the South and talk stuff about us, but they can't stay their asses up there. Stephen A. Smith just does not like anything Georgia. The man was absolutely wrong about Matt Ryan. Completely wrong about Matt Ryan. Fans called him out on Twitter about his wrong stats. But instead of him saying, oh, my bad, I got that wrong. Nope, he wanted to stick to his pride. Said Kyle Shanahan was just going to come here and he's going to go to the Super Bowl and he's going to make Atlanta regret and all this type of stuff. Yeah, guess what happened? Yep, he ended up blowing the lead. But instead of him saying that, yeah, maybe it was Kyle Shanahan who had a lot to do with Atlanta blowing the lead. The exact same way now. He lost the exact same way. But Stephen A. Smith wanted to continue to blame Matt Ryan for it. Even though, okay, he made one of the greatest throws I've ever seen in a Super Bowl. Julio Jones made one of the greatest catches in the Super Bowl. And then you get Mr. Kyle Shanahan, who just decides he wants to get trigger happy and throw the ball. And throw the ball when all you had to do was just run the clock out. This guy did the exact same thing in Atlanta 2017 at the Super Bowl. He did the exact same thing to the 49ers this season. But you got guys like Stephen A. Smith who looks at Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan did everything that he had to do. And you got guys like Stephen A. Smith that don't want to give this guy the proper credit that he deserves. You find any other way to try to divide Trae. You try to divide Atlanta. Try to get Matt Ryan out of Atlanta. Try to get Trae out of here. Saying the stupid shit today. And like I said, you guys can go check out that interview for yourself. Again, you can check it out for yourself. And let me play it one more time. I want to play it one more time for you guys so you can hear it in its entirety. So you guys can hear it in its entirety. How stupid and how it's an agenda. Everything is an agenda with this. So here we go.
That's trying to take the lead by storm, man. Can you speak about his game and what do you see him as far as superstar level? Do you think he can reach that potential very soon?
I think he has the potential. He averages 29 a game. That does matter. He's definitely one of the great shooters in the game today. But I'm here to tell you, in the ATL, it don't mean a damn thing if you're 15 and 41. And that's what you're going to give everybody. The brother's 26 games under 500. Now, I love Trae Young. That ain't his fault. That's the organization. They got to look at themselves. But I'm one of those people. I can appreciate your greatness, your talents, while at the same time not giving a little bit of a damn about it because you're losing. The name of the game is to win. It's not to score points, it's to win. Trae Young knows that, and that is what is going to make him great. It's not going to be his stats. It's going to be him putting himself in a position where his greatness is so undeniable that he's able to look at Atlanta Hawks management and say, what you going to do for me? You going to just leave me out here by myself and let us continue to lose, or you going to get some people around me? That's what you have to do when you become a star. No star worth his salt that's universally and eternally recognized is a person that goes out like that. You have to be about the business of winning.
And man, that statement was so full of shit. So full of shit. The name of the game is not to put up stats, it's to win. That statement is so full of shit. So full of shit. All LeBron does is put up numbers. All LeBron does is put up numbers. Ain't won a motherfucking thing without somebody else's help. He rides everybody. This man goes to team to team to team trying to win, and you're trying to tell me that it means nothing? His stats don't mean a damn thing? Then why the hell are we saying LeBron James is the greatest of all time? Why are we putting LeBron James on top of every little thing if it means if winning is the name of the game? Because this dude is 3-6 in the finals. But you guys go out of your way to make sure that he's on top of everything. And this guy loses more than he wins. He loses more than he wins. James Harden hasn't won a damn thing. James Harden ain't won a damn thing, but he's on every damn channel. He's on every first highlights. When it comes down to ESPN and who he's on the talk of every show, he and that damn Russell Westbrook, all these guys do is put up numbers. But it's not about the numbers, it's about winning. This came out of Stephen A. Smith's mouth. It's not about stats. It's about winning. And these guys aren't winning. They're not winning a damn thing but regular season game. Nobody gives a shit about regular season games. But the name of the game, the name of the game, the name of the game is winning. Yet Russell Westbrook just got traded away because he couldn't win. Chris Paul got traded away because they couldn't finish in Houston. But the name of the game is to win. So much hypocrisy in this, just that in itself. That's so much hypocrisy just in that. This is the reason why we should not listen to guys who are on ESPN. Don't listen to them. If you want the truth, go listen to, it might sound crazy. If you want the truth in the matter of a lot of things, and he talks crazy a lot of times, but if you want the truth out of a lot of issues, the truth of the matter, when he's not clowning and trolling, go listen to Skip Bayless. Go listen to Undisputed. At least you get somewhat of the truth out of these guys. Most of the time, you're going to get the truth. Outside when they're just trolling, you're going to get the truth out of them. But if you want the truth of the matter out of things, do not listen to ESPN. Don't listen to anybody on that, especially Stephen A. Smith. This guy has no idea what the hell and what is MMA, but they got him. All right, they got him calling and MMA fights. This dude don't know a damn thing about MMA, but they got him front and center. And we're supposed to take him seriously? Why? Why are we supposed to take Stephen A. Smith serious about MMA? Why are we supposed to take Stephen A. Smith seriously about boxing? There's an agenda, people. They're using Stephen A. Smith to spread stupidity. So we can hate guys like Trae. This shit is crazy, man. We're supposed to love Trae. We're supposed to love guys like Russell Westbrook. We're supposed to love guys like James Harden. And I said it before. I ain't got nothing against Giannis Antetokounmpo. I ain't got nothing against him. But he ain't won a damn thing. But he gets so much publicity. These guys haven't won a damn thing. Nothing whatsoever. They haven't won anything whatsoever. And we're still talking about Trae Young and the Hawks not winning in 2 fucking years. They had this guy 2 years, and you're trying to say that Trae, it does not matter because they're not winning? Come on, bro. Like, let's stop. Let's stop it. There's so much stupidity, bro. It's so much stupidity. It's crazy. You're not going to win with just players. You got to have the coaching. You got to have the experience. Who the hell has won anything in the first year? Name a player that has won championship. Name superstars that have won championships in a second year of existence in the league. Name that to me. These guys are in their second year together. These guys have been in a lot, again, like I said before. A lot of these guys are still in their first year of like their first year in the league, 60 games into a new league. And we're talking about it means nothing. Like that's the crap that really has me. If you already new to the channel, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Tell everybody to come talk with you, boy. But this is the type of stuff that I really, this is the reason why I created this channel, man. And I'm gonna have more people on. Going to interview some people. Devontae, you can check him out. Devontae Hughes, man, I share a lot of his articles. He does a lot of articles on not only the Atlanta Falcons, but the Atlanta Dream, the Atlanta Hawks. We're going to have him on. Definitely going to have him on shortly to have him come in and talk much more in depth about the Atlanta Hawks. We have long conversations about the direction of the Atlanta Hawks, what they need, what they don't need. Is Lloyd Pierce the right guy? Who can the Atlanta Hawks bring in to help win? When we're talking about win, we're talking about competing. Because I believe if the Hawks go out and pick up a guy who's capable of scoring so in the neighborhood, not only scoring, but if the Hawks go out and get a guy, a quality free agent, to go along with Trae. Trae is a point guard first. That's what's so good about him. Trae is a point guard first. He likes to pass the ball first. Look at him in the All-Star game. In limited time, this guy had 10 points, 10 assists. 10 points, 10 assists in limited time. Picture what this guy can do with talent around him. Just a superstar, a star. It doesn't have to be. But you need that talent around you. And that's another thing, Sean. A lot of these guys have missed time, man. And like I said, a lot of these guys have not only missed time, these guys are young as hell, man. Kevin Huter is getting much better. Kevin Huter is getting much better. We're seeing Cam come along. We're seeing Hunter. All these guys are starting to play much better. But these guys have to learn how to win. Just like, before the Warriors got off to this run, these guys had to learn how to win. Jordan had to learn how to win. LeBron still hasn't learned how to win. LeBron hasn't learned how to win. All LeBron does is go to another team and then he tries to get everybody else to help him close the game for him. LeBron hasn't learned how to win. And I know that's controversial as hell, and y'all gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but LeBron hasn't learned how to win. LeBron learned how to go get other players to teach him or to close games for him. LeBron really hasn't learned how to win. Because when the tough get tough, LeBron just leaves and goes to another team. Oh, yep, your boy Mike hating. He hating on LeBron. But a lot of these guys that we idolize in the league right now, a lot of these guys have not won anything. A lot of these guys that we're voting in the All-Star games haven't won a thing. A lot of these guys that we idolize and we vote for in the All-Star game, a lot of these guys don't have a coach. They're running their coaches out. GMs being fired. A lot of these guys haven't learned a thing. And I'm seeing you guys talking about when, offense, defense, offense or defense, defense or offense, offense or defense, defense, offense or coaching. I tell you this, it doesn't matter what you're good at. It doesn't matter if you're an offensive team. Doesn't mean if you're a defensive team. Doesn't matter. If it doesn't work well together, you don't have chemistry, and both don't work well together, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're good at. It has to work together. It doesn't matter if the Atlanta Hawks can score 130 points a game. They can't stop anybody if they don't work well together. And they don't know when to take over. They don't know when to do this, when to clamp down on defense, when to shoot the ball, when to go to the hole. You have to learn all of these things. If coaches don't know the proper rotations in basketball, you're not going to win. These are the things that you have to learn. You have to learn the talent around you. And this goes for the coaches as well. You have to learn their talent around you. Learn how to utilize the talent around you. And this is one of the reasons why I've said over and over again, a lot of people think the Falcons are pretty much done. And I said it, no, the Falcons are not done. The Falcons have enough talent on the offensive side of the ball. They have enough talent on the defensive side of the ball. Right now, the Falcons' issue is coaching. Right now, the Falcons' issue is chemistry. This is their issue. It means nothing. If you can't put it together, if your offense and defense don't work well together, if you can't get the proper stops when you need it, whether it's basketball or football, doesn't matter. Got to know how to utilize the talent. And that's what's wrong with the Hawks, and that's what's wrong with the Atlanta Falcons. You have to learn how to utilize the talent around you. So you can go out and have the best lineup. You can have one of the best offensive teams. Look at the Houston Rockets. They shouldn't be losing. They should be much better than what they were. They should have at least won a championship right now. These guys are putting up stupid numbers. But they can't close the game. They can't close it. They had Golden State down. They had Golden State down, but they couldn't close it. So it don't matter how much talent that you have. If you can't get the proper stops or utilize the talent the proper way, nothing matters. This is why the Falcons have struggled, and that's one of the reasons why we do not have a championship. Because the offense and defense did not work well together. When the offense was good, the defense was absolutely atrocious. When the defense was good, guess what? A lot of times we couldn't score points. It comes down to you have to learn how to play in the big moments. No, it really doesn't. No, it really doesn't come down to the quarterback at the end of the day. That's not true whatsoever. That's not true. It doesn't come down to the quarterback. Come down to the team getting the timely stops. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have a good quarterback or a bad quarterback. What it comes down to is getting the proper stops or doing the proper things in the proper moment. It comes down to key moments. 3rd down and 5, you need one stop. Can the worst player on your team make the tackle? Falcons haven't had that. Can the best player on the team make a proper tackle? Falcons haven't had that. Matt Ryan has done everything possible that any quarterback in the league. All right, it's axed up. He's done everything. He's been clutch. He's made the timely throw. He's brought us back in fourth quarter. He's brought us back when we're down in the second half and end up scoring 20, 30 points to win the game. Matt Ryan has done everything we've asked him to do. What hasn't this guy done? He's been MVP. He's led us to a Super Bowl. He's had one of the greatest offenses of all time. He has done everything. Why don't we have championships? Drew Brees probably is going to be one of the most all-time, okay, all-time best quarterbacks, thrown over 80,000 yards. It's going to be close. Going to get close. It's going to be close. But this guy only has one championship, and even that championship came down to a defensive stop or a lucky play. The New England Patriots did one thing. They won in multiple ways. They won with defense. They won with special teams. They won with sacks. They've won with everything possible. Great coaching. They've won in all types of ways. That's why I say you can't just focus on it. Doesn't necessarily come down to having a good quarterback. Because if you really want to know the truth of the matter, yeah, Tom Brady played well against Philadelphia, but Tom Brady ended up getting sacked. And they didn't win that game. He played one of his best Super Bowls of all time, and they still lost. Tom Brady had one of the greatest performances in Super Bowl history, and they still lost. So it just doesn't come down to quarterbacks. At the end of the day, it doesn't just necessarily come back. Quarterback can play lights out, and they still can't get a defensive stop. The Atlanta Falcons have one of the greatest, if not the greatest, defense of all time in the Grits Blitz. And sorry as Steve Bartkowski couldn't even, these guys couldn't score. Look, I'm sorry, but these guys, not Bartkowski, but they could not score more than 12 points a game when the defense were allowing, all right? They could not score more than 12 points a game with a great, legendary defense. The defense did their job. Quarterbacks didn't. So it takes much more than just the quarterback. The Falcons have always had one of the top offenses in the last 10 years under Matt Ryan. They have always had a top ranked offense. Always. They've always had a top ranked offense. They've never been under 15 when it comes down to Matt Ryan and his tenure in Atlanta. Never. They've never been in the 20s when it comes down to Matt Ryan. Never. Falcons have never had a top 5 defense when it comes down to Matt Ryan and his tenure. Never. It takes much more than just a quarterback. In order to win championships, in order to win games, you got to work well together. It has to work well together. Because we're looking at right now that San Francisco, these guys had one of the best defenses in the league. They had one of the best, if not the best, defense in the league. And then they still end up losing. They still end up losing. They couldn't get a stop. They couldn't get one freaking stop when it mattered. That's what it comes down to. We put a lot of stake in a lot of stats and all these types of things. We put a lot of stake in a lot of stats. But when it comes down to it, man, when it all comes down to it, gotta make the play when it needs to be made. Gotta make the play when it needs to be made. But with that said, man, I appreciate everybody for joining. And I will have a Falcons live really soon. But I had to get that out. But let me know what you guys think about this. Continue to support your boy, man, here at Mad Mike Sports. I'm gone, baby. Peace.